Hello, today we will discuss about NATO's secret strength, why every crisis makes it stronger. For decades, experts have repeatedly predicted NATO's collapse. Every major disagreement between America and Europe has sparked claims that the alliance is finally breaking apart. Today, similar warnings are being heard again as the tension arises over Ukraine, Iran, defense spending, and Donald Trump's return to the White House. But history tells a different story. NATO has faced crises far more severe than today's disputes. Yet each time the alliance adapted, evolved, and emerged stronger. The real story isn't why NATO keeps fighting. The real story is why it keeps surviving. Many people view today's tension as something entirely new. In reality, NATO has been arguing almost continuously since its creation in 1949. The same dispute appear again and again. Americans complain that Europe spends too little on defense. Europeans worry that America might abandon them. Members disagree about wars outside NATO territory. Leaders question the alliance's future. What makes today's situation remarkable is not the existence of conflict, but how closely it resembles previous NATO crises. History shows that arguments inside NATO are not the sign of collapse. They are part of NATO's normal operating system. One of the NATO's oldest arguments is money. Since the alliance was founded, America's leaders have repeatedly complained that European countries rely too heavily on the US military protection while spending too little on their own defense. This debate existed under Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Reagan, Obama, and now Trump. What is different today is that pressure is finally producing results. After Russia's invasion of Ukraine, many European countries dramatically increased defense budgets. Nations such as Poland, Finland, and the Baltic states are now among the NATO's most serious military investors. Ironically, the strongest push for European military self-reliance came during a period when the many feared NATO was weakening. If today's disagreement seems dramatic, consider NATO's past. In 1956, Britain and France launched the Suez operation without America's approval. The United States sided against its closest allies. In 1966, France withdrew from NATO's military command structure, forcing headquarters to move out of Paris. In 1974, Greece and Turkey, both NATO members, nearly went to war with each other. In 2003, Iraq war created one of the deepest divisions in NATO's history, with major European powers openly opposing Washington. Each time, commentators declared NATO finished. Each time, NATO survived. The lesson is simple: disagreement inside the alliance is not unusual. It is a recurring feature of the NATO's history. The war in Ukraine represents NATO's most significant strategic test in decades. Ukraine is not a NATO member, yet alliance countries have provided weapons, intelligence, training, and financial assistance on a massive scale. At the same time, NATO members disagree on an important question: how much support should Ukraine receive? How far should pressure on Russia go? What should a final settlement look like? These disagreements are real, but they resemble earlier debates over Vietnam, Iraq, Libya, and Afghanistan. The alliance continues to argue because members have different national interests. Yet, despite those differences, they remain united on one core objective: preventing further Russian aggression in Europe. The secret behind NATO's endurance is not a friendship or shared values alone, it is strategic calculation. Every member understands that leaving NATO would create greater security risk than staying inside it. Europe still benefits from American military power. The United States still benefits from allies that provide base intelligence network, industry capacity, and geopolitical influence. NATO's famous Article 5 is deliberately flexible. That flexibility often frustrates the members, but it also allows the alliance to absorb disagreement without breaking apart. Hence, we say that NATO's famous Article 5 is deliberately flexible. In many ways, NATO survives because it was designed to survive the arguments. The most important lesson from NATO's history is that crisis often produces adaptation. Cold War tension led to military modernization. Russian aggression led to higher European defense spending. Political disputes have repeatedly forced members to clarify their responsibilities and strengthen the deterrence. Today's argument over Ukraine, Iran, and burden sharing may feel dangerous, but viewed through the history, they fit a similar pattern. NATO is not surviving because its members always agree. NATO is surviving because whenever the choices becomes clear, they consistently decide that staying together is safer than going alone. That calculation has held for nearly 8 decades, and it remains the alliance's strongest foundation today. Thank you.